Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, thanks everybody for joining me. That the reason you didn't get a notification, it didn't register on there, the time and the date. And one of my subscribers emailed me and told me. I appreciate y'all for joining me. Hey, Jason Flint, Mike C, I love the chime. Kurt Swartz, I see Smoky Mountain Modeler. Thank y'all for joining me. I really appreciate it. We got a lot to talk about today, as we always do, but really today it's a lot to talk about. I want to thank everybody. Hey, JLM. He says, hey, Uncle Calvin. Well, thank everybody. I just went over 21,000 subscribers, man. I mean, every subscriber after 1,000 really was, it's been a blessing, man. I never saw it coming. What's up, John Wells? Good to see you, man. And also, thanks to the NTZ crew for all that you do. Keep this a safe and respectable live stream. Smoky Mountain Modeler says, Calvin, my Patreon account has disappeared. I don't know what happened, Smoky Mountain Modeler. You may have to go back in and register. All right, Kurt Swartz, he said, greetings from Steelers country, man. I tell you what. Remember, I'm an original Cleveland Browns fan, and man, them was some games back in them days with Franco Harris, Rocky Blyer. Man, they just had just a whip. Good thing there was no free agency back then. I believe that's when the NFL was at its best. But yeah, the Steelers was always trouble for the Browns back in them days. What's up, JH? Let me look at the exchange rate. I didn't do it. I apologize for that. I always do that for you, Jay. Let me see. USD to the PHP. It's 50.18, Jay. And like I said, guys, anytime it's over 50, it's great. Hey, Nicholas Cherry, good to see you. Hey, Sam Champion, thank you for that notification, man. See, the time and the date that I put in there, it didn't register. Sam messaged me on my Facebook channel, man, and I was glad he did. Otherwise, I'd be sitting here by myself. Yeah, Frank Ellis, Mean Joe Green, what did they call that front four? The steel curtain? I'm coming to the Philippines and build my dream home. Toledo, Ohio, USA. I tell you what, this is a good place to build a house. Well, actually a great place. And we're going to talk about that. That's the subject today. It says, how much does it cost to build a house in the Philippines? We're going to talk about that. But, one of these days, you guys are going to appreciate what I try to do for y'all. Today, in the Manila Times, the COVID cases have went over 18,332 for yesterday. Remember when I did my video, I was talking about that Octa research group that people were knocking. They said that low end is going to be 18,000 a day. The high end could be 30,000 a day, guys. We're there already. And I mean, it's really getting bad over here now, man. Well, it's been bad, but I mean, the only way you can see it really is these small businesses, which is the heartbeat of the Philippines, man. If you ever been to the Philippines, you'll know that the Philippines is full of a bunch of these mom and pop businesses that really make it affordable for the locals. These macro businesses and micro businesses, man, they're going out of, they're becoming extinct now, because of the lockdowns, and the COVID and everything, man. They can't keep their head above the water, man. It's sad, man. I see it with my own eyes, and then some business groups have even come forward The business groups are the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Boracay and the Boracay Foundation Incorporated. They've asked the government to allow them to have a separate quarantine status than Ackland Island, which is, they're part of that. See, Boracay's part of that Ackland Island, even though it's separate, really, it's part of that barangay or that province rather, and they're under MECQ. And see, under MECQ, there's no leisure travel allowed. And according to these two groups, it says right here, it says the business on the island is on the verge of complete collapse. And I believe it. It's just, I mean, man, really, man, it's heartbreaking, man, when you see it. And if you go back on my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page, it's just one of the reasons why I started Sunshine Shoulders. Go on my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page and read the mission statement that I wrote August 20th of 2020. I saw then, I said, you know, the potential of how bad it was going to get over here. This is long before anybody took this COVID for serious. Just being over here on and off for 12 years, man, and, you know, living here at that time over a year, I said, man, if this thing's as bad as it is, it's going to be bad over here, man. And it's gotten to that point, man. You know, we got to help each other over here, guys. But yeah, it's really, 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 really starting to get bad. Hey, Levon White, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate you, man, and everything you do. Okay, Raw had said the fearsome foursome. I thought it was called the steel curtain. Maybe I was wrong. Thanks, Rawhide. What's up, James Lyons? Good to see you. Jacob Tanjay. Let's see. Yeah, James Lyons, you're right, Captain. The steel curtain. I couldn't remember. Hero often. When I talk about farming, yeah, they're real heroes to me, man. You know, when that bell sounds, man, they don't know what they're going into. That's a fact. What's up, TJ? TJ Johnson said, just got here. Which island? Boracay. You know, they're asking for a separate quarantine level because they said MECQ, because, you know, MECQ, it prohibits leisure travel. So the business, according to these two, Boracay Foundation Incorporated and the Philippine Chapter of Commerce and Industry, Boracay, business is on the verge of complete collapse. And that's what I'm seeing over here with the small businesses, which is the heart and soul of the Philippines, man. It allows these other places, allow the locals to survive. You know, they can't afford to go to the grocery store. They can't afford those prices in there. Michael Moore said, John, my wrench is bigger than yours. That's funny. But welcome everybody to NTZ. Yeah, how much does it cost to build a house, man? Here, but let me start by saying this. I've got 5 factors, and it's more probably, and I want y'all to you know, let me know what y'all think. But first of all, where are you building? No, I guess I should be saying, what is your budget? That's the first thing. Then, where are you building? You know, because the prices are not the same. That's why when people see, because when her first talked about, and this is before Sunshine Shoulders, when we were discussing building a house, we looked at a lot, 100 square meter lot across the ocean, well, just over in Cebu, 45-minute boat ride from here, in Toledo, Cebu. We looked at 100 square meter lot over there. It was 50,000 pesos. We were going to buy that and we were going to build there. See, I had this already in my head long before Sunshine Shoulders. So whenever you see them videos and all that stuff, man, they don't know what they're talking about. But it could get as low as that up to some of these lots over here where I'm renting right now. They go for over 1 million pesos just a lot. And then some of you guys are going to come over here and your girlfriend or your wife, you're already going to own the lot. She's going to already own the lot, or the family may own the lot. So it's going to be free. But, you know, where are you building? You know, how big is the lot? How big is the house? Are you going to hire an engineer or not? Remember I told you I met that gentleman, that expat in Bacala last time, Jerry. See, he didn't hire an engineer. He built the house about the same size as mine. And I'm almost thinking he said he either built it for $6,000 US or 12,000. It was a lot less than what I'm spending for mine. But it's about the same size house. I think his is 53 square meters when mine is 52 square meters. So it's a lot that you have to take into account, you know. But if you come over here and you say, man, I want to build a house for $20,000, $1,000,000 pesos, man, you can do it. That's a lot of money over here, guys. Get that Western thinking, throw it out the window, man. $1,000,000 pesos over here is lifetime money for some people. They will, honestly, they'll never see it at one time in their hand. It's like, remember I told you when you want to equate the amount of money over here to the amount of money in America, okay, $20,000 dollars, which is 1,000,000 pesos. It's like you having $1,000,000 in your hand. It's the same thing, and it's not going to happen. So that's a lot of money. You can do it. A lot of people do it. I had a subscriber before, and he was, I haven't, he lives not far from here, but he lives like the next town over on the way to Dumaguete. He's an American, married to a Filipino. He has a 13A visa. He built the house. I think he said he spent $10,000, and it's a nice house. He showed me, you know, he sent me the pictures, man. So yeah, you can do it, guys. You know, but you know, it's just all over the place. You know, Cal Deadman has a. How much did you spend for your house, Cal? If you don't mind saying, because his house makes my house look like a Volkswagen Bug compared to a damn limousine. Mr. Vega said Duterte can fix this very quickly. Open up for vaccinated tourists with no restrictions. They are doing this to themselves. But see, what you have to understand, there's a large population, Mr. Vegas, over here that's unvaccinated. Just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean that you can't infect people. See, that's the whole part of that. Now, can they do it in a certain way like Thailand is doing it, where if Boracay, if 70 or 80% of their residents were vaccinated, and then you let other vaccinated people in, yeah, that may work. But just to let in vaccinated foreigners, that's not going to work. You're going to have to, you know, have that green lane they're talking about. But I did see today on the Inquirer.net that 37 million have been vaccinated here so far. But it didn't tell me how many were, you know, because that's just the total. That's first dose. Come on in and fully dosed. Kurt Schwartz says, Cal, have you considered the SRV so you can stay permanent? No. Kurt, and I always say this all the time. See, prior to the pandemic, man, no one even discussed the SRV because the tourist visa was, I'm here on the ballot buying visa, by the way, but it mimics the tourist visa after the first year. No one was even discussing that because the tourist visa is enough. You're here for 36 months. You leave for one day, just one 24-hour period, and come back and start the 3 years over. Philippines has one of the best, most liberal visa policies, I don't know, probably in the world. But no, I never considered it because I love my freedom, man. That's why I came over here, because it offers me freedom, man, that I enjoy in the Philippines. So no, I never even considered it. John Wells said we are having a cold snap today, 9:30 a.m. San Carlos is 81 degrees. Feels like 88 degrees with the heat index. The locals are wearing jackets. Yeah, I'm still sweating. Yeah, it feels good. It's overcast, and they can't see you. It's overcast. What? It's overcast, and yeah, that's a great day. It was raining earlier today. I couldn't play tennis. Let me say this, guys. Look, that video yesterday was not a put down of Manny Pacquiao, nor was it about Mayweather, really. I just wanted to make a video. I was looking at that, and I was like, I just woke up in the morning. I was like, man, what did I learn from this Pacquiao loss? And y'all turned it into something else, man. That's why I don't discuss sports. I try not to discuss sports, religion, politics, and now COVID on this channel, man, because, and remember, we're Americans. We love to argue about anything, man. Y'all turned that around to something it wasn't. Maybe out of all them comments, maybe 3 or 4 people, Sam Champion, there was a couple more who really got what I was doing, man. I was trying to, talk about some things that I brought out of that. Like, know when to walk away, guys, from that marriage, from that rat race, from that old stressful job you got. A lot of times in these marriages and these relationships, we see the red flag, man, but we'll say something like this. Oh, I've already bought the engagement ring already. Or I've already sent the invitations out already. So what? You think I'm going to marry somebody, man, that I don't get along with, that I know the marriage ain't going anywhere just because, I'm going to rationalize it. I've already bought the, I didn't give a damn hell. Especially over here, she's going to pawn it anyway. Mr. Freeze said, just going to rent. I can up and run when I have to. Yeah. And it's just, I did this for, and again, in my comments, she's going to take that house from you. I don't care. You don't build a house in the Philippines for the same reason you buy a house or build a house in the West. You don't do it. And I did it for my daughter. So let me add that to the list. You just don't do it, guys. Y'all bringing that Western thinking over here. Some guy says, you need to get a 25-year agreement in your name on that house. Man, that's stressful. I want a new life, brother, okay? I don't want a new address. Y'all missing the whole point of coming to the Philippines. I don't want to bring those same problems over here. All right? And, hey, one of these days, my daughter's going to understand, long after I'm gone, how much her father loved her, because I'm spending my last on to make sure she's got a house, a roof over her head. Over here, it's a big, big deal, man. You can't, it's not like in America. Hey, Levon White, thanks for the super chase. He says, she already has all my money and treats me bad. Time to get married. Oh, man, you don't want to do that. I want to apologize too, guys, for one thing. And only after reading this article in the Inquirer.net today, and I want you to go and read this article. It's called Other Ways to Die. And it's a powerful article. It's written by an 18-year-old woman. All right, but I'm going to go on record and say this, that I want to apologize, because love can develop online. I'm wrong to discourage, dating site relationships, but I'm not going to back off from, it says right here, I will continue to warn of the red flags and the flashing red lights, guys. I've got to do that. Otherwise, what am I even doing on here? But in this time, man, it's some crazy times right now, man. Who says not to try it anyway? To give your all, man. And it's a great article. I couldn't believe the young lady was 18 who wrote this article, of what the pandemic has done to our thinking. And it's called Other Ways to Die because her boyfriend, her best friend, one other, died of an aneurysm. But everybody, now if somebody dies, the first question they ask, was it COVID? It's a great article, man, and it's in the Inquirer.net. It's in the opinion section. It's called Other Ways to Die. Read that, guys. Thank me later, man. It's a great, great article, and she's a young lady. Hollywood Baby says the USA won't allow the businesses to shut down no matter how bad COVID gets. The Rothschilds want that money, sad money over life and safety. Yeah, and see, I'm glad you brought that up because, see, the United States, because of our tax dollars, man, we pay a lot in taxes, Hollywood Baby. They use that money, our tax money. They're not giving us anything. Small businesses to keep them afloat. That PPP loan, see, they don't have that over here. I mean, see, this stuff we take for granted till we get over here when it's not available. Because you're right, they don't want those businesses to fail. Because just like what I'm seeing over here, it's a domino effect, Hollywood Baby. When these little mom and pop businesses are shutting down, it affects everybody. I mean, they're the heart and soul of the Philippines, the heartbeat of the Philippines. You need those little micro businesses and macro businesses over here because a lot of the locals, that's who they deal with. They can't afford to go to Save More and Gesano. You can go in there now or really at any time, even pre-pandemic. That's not crowded, man. Now, if you go to Cebu, Manila, places like that, yeah. But that's a great point, Hollywood Baby. And see, they don't have that over here. And it's a big problem. That's a damn, I thought that was a, man, it's a big ass butterfly, man. I thought that was a bird. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. Cal Devin said he spent $5 million. You a baller though, see? But yeah, and when you get our age, man, it's not about accumulating a bunch of stuff like we do in America. That's all I was doing was accumulating stuff, man. Over here, everything I do's got a purpose behind it, man. Now, and so, I spent $1 million. I'm gonna spend $1 million pesos on this house, and and I meant it. It was something I've always wanted to do: own a house with no mortgage, with no loans. And I'm doing that right now. I'm going to do it, and it's something that you can't take from me. I don't care if, I didn't build it, for the same reason that I bought my house back in the States. Kane, the Conqueror says, your internet is pretty good over there. What internet carrier are you using this time? I'm using Globe. Now, I got 20, but I found out my little neighbor across the street, he got 35 with Globe. So I'm going to have to go up to 35, Kane, the Conqueror. Yeah, RC and Jax. That's exactly right. That's what I'm saying. He said you can spend 20 million pesos for a house in Tagaytay or 20,000 US somewhere else. All about the budget and location. He said, you're right, Cal. You see, that's why I never tell guys, how much you pay for the land and blah, blah, this, blah. I don't want to discourage you because it runs the gamut, man, from I've seen lots as small as 25,000 pesos. That's the smallest I've ever seen it. All the way up to 1.2 million. That's the highest I've seen. I'm sure there's higher. And it just depends on where you're buying. Do you want to buy in the city? It's going to cost you more. A municipality, a little bit less, and then the province, less. But, you get what you pay for. If you go in the province, you're probably going to have slow or no internet connection. No telling what your water pressure is going to look like, if you have electricity or not, TJ Johnson says all fun and games until the sky is red for 2 weeks. It's crazy, man. Raul had said 15 days is slow to spread. I was reading yesterday where that ECQ that they've got in Central Visayas and Northern Mindanao says it's not making a difference. Today, now, the previous high in the pandemic was 15,310, reached back in April 2021. Since this new spike, it's been bested 3 times. First, it was 16,000, 17,000, now over 18,000. The Opta Group said the low end could be 18,000, the high end could be 30,000. They've been on the money, man, with their predictions. I think it's going to hit 30,000. John Williams says, so legally your girlfriend owns the property and the house. The property, the land. The property is mine. You can own property in the Philippines, guys. That's why you're able to buy a condominium. That house is mine. Now, the land that it sits on, it's in her name and my daughter's name. But that house is mine. I can sell that house. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Aunt, do we got any too big? Aunt. Okay, well, here they are. Yeah, so a foreigner can own property here, guys. Let's get that through your head. And we can own land in certain circumstances. You may get a lawyer for this, but corporation, if you married a Filipina and she dies, you're entitled to inherit that land. But you can own a property. You can buy a condominium. That house over there is mine. For all you guys who keep saying, oh, he's going to take that house from you. No, that's my house, okay? Let's stop that argument now. So no, John, legally that house is mine. Okay? Oh yeah, TJ Johnson. Yeah, I was joking about that. Because I knew people was gonna say he got robbed. That Ugas man came to fight. What's he saying, huh? What, huh? What? Huh? What about it? Okay. Ugas came to fight, man. He had nothing to lose. He was like Pac-Man was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. When he was fighting those guys, man, and barely making ends meet. He didn't have nothing to lose. Hell, if Pac-Man knocked him out, people was expecting Pac-Man to win. Now he had a coming out party, at Pac-Man's expense. But yeah, I was just joking, man. That's why I put the 3, laughing emojis beside it. I know Pac-Man got his ass whooped, man. He shouldn't have been in there, to be honest with you. Cal Deadman said the minister of instigation is in the house. Who's that? Yeah, Joseph Rutherford, walk away from the old ball and chain. Yeah, we got to know when it's time, man. And some of us stick around too long. Oh, I'm going to stay till the kids is grown. I'm going to, one more year and I can retire and get my full pension, when the pension you can get if you retire now is enough to live in 95% of the countries around the world. I don't want to die at my post, man. I don't want to die on the job. Yeah, TJ said you were talking about what's called a sunken cost fallacy. But I already sent the invites, made a commitment, bought a ring. Yeah, see, and that's what, but we'll rationalize anything because we can. So you're going to marry somebody because you don't want to be embarrassed on the job. That $5,000 you spent on that wedding, which, people are spending more than that on a wedding. And by the way, facts, this is facts. The more you spend on the wedding, the shorter the marriage. Yeah. Cal Deadman said he didn't buy the house. He said, I bought a house because I did not want to raise my 2 little girls in a condo. Yeah. Um, and we all have our different reasons. See, Cal, I'm glad you said that because you don't do things over here for the same reason you did in America. Why would you even be here then? What's the point of being here if I'm just going to live the same way I was living over there? I want something different, man. I wanted I wanted a new life. I've got a new life. I didn't want a new address. Hey, get the thumbs up, guys. Y'all know that helps me. Cal Dedman says the community is called Savannah Glen. JLM says, have you ever heard of Nature Boy? Not the wrestler. Was he a is he a rapper? Frank Ellis said COVID is being blamed for everything. It's not so much COVID over here, Frank. Just like these business groups said in Boracay, it's the quarantine levels. It's the lockdowns. They're under MECQ, so you can't go to Boracay right now. It's closed, for leisure travel. And the picture that they have in the paper is the beach and all the businesses are closed. It says it's on the verge of complete collapse. And I believe it. This is what I'm seeing. Hey, Ron Bizzle, glad you could join us. I appreciate you. Cal Dedman said, listen to Cal, because in the Philippines, I don't have a mortgage. In the U.S., you get a 15 or 30-year mortgage. All I have is utilities, $150 total. See, and eventually, once this house is built and I pay the last little payment, hopefully next month, I'm done. So the 8,500 pesos I'm spending here is going to go into our account, and eventually it'll build back up, man. And, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know about anybody else. Excuse me. That 30-year mortgage used to wake me up out of my sleep, man. I don't care how noble I was trying to be. Yeah, I'm taking care of my family and blah, blah, this, blah, blah. It's stuff that my kids never saw, man. I was struggling with that. Just the concept of 30 years, because I was, let's see, that was 2004 when I bought that house. So I was 41 when I bought my first house. I'm thinking, hell, I'm 71. Am I even going to be alive? I can't touch that, TJ. I'm not going to talk about the government, man. Remember, I'm over here. Look at my video I posted this morning. I got to, stay in my place over here. King the Conqueror says, I can agree. I want a hotel over there, but I needed to know if any intel on lot prices or cities that were opening in the next 6 months. I won't touch that, King the Conqueror. I won't touch that anymore, trying to tell you when. I did a video back in February about when it won't open, and boy, did I catch a lot of hell. Now I'm looking like what's his name? Nostradamus. I've just been over here long enough, man. I know I got my finger on the heartbeat of this place, man. I just know, how things operate over here. I was like, man. But I won't go any further than 2021. Wow. Ron Bizzle said 27 staff and guests on a cruise ship last week, fully vaccinated, tested positive. Okay, there's Rick. What y'all think about that? Yeah, see, you can still infect people. Hold on, Rick. Let me get my wife. We've been, wait. Honey? Yes. All right, listen. Don't do that to me. I'm on my live. Rick's out here, okay? Rick is out here. See what he wants. Yeah, Rick is here. We've been still matching his, his daily output. I caught him. I busted him yesterday, though, and I was mad. I went to get the beer for the guys, and they're camped out in the damn pedicab, the whole family, right by 7-Eleven. He wasn't working, man. You know, now he's coughing, and I don't know. Hey, Jacob Tanjay, thanks for joining us, brother. Wonders of Life says he thanked Pac for giving him the fight. He has much respect for him. Yeah, it's not about that fight, man. You know, Pac-Man's 42 3/4, man. I don't know man, when I was growing up, we didn't watch fights, people like that, man. Ali damn near got killed by Larry Holmes with that foolishness, man. You know, the fact that these guys are still 40 and 41, 42, 43 in the ring, man, tells you something. They're on something. You can't be in the ring, man, no 43 years. I don't give a damn who you are. Jordan ain't playing basketball at 42 or 43. No, and it's not going to happen, man. You see Tom Brady, because he's playing quarterback, he's getting shot up with all these, you know, quarter zone shots and all that stuff, man. Watch when he retires, man. You know, he's going to be messed up, man. These guys are on all kind of performance-enhancing drugs and stuff, man. You know, I'm just saying. He didn't have what? Yeah, well, why was he? I saw him yesterday. Go ahead and give it to him. But he was surely outside yesterday, hon, at the 7-Eleven, camped out in that, in the pedicab yesterday when I went and got the beer. TJ Johnson said, more like that Paul Mooney skit, Negro Damas. Yeah, I guess that's who I was, man, at that time. Rams and Dodgers fans said financial experts say having a paid-off house is one of the biggest factors in a financial successful retirement. Hard to do in a lot of areas in America. Absolutely. That was always my dream, Rams and Dodgers fan, was to own a house straight out. I didn't care where it was. Just so happened that it's going to be in the Philippines. I don't care. I know I'm going to sleep good at night. Yeah, Jacob Tanjay, I appreciate you, man. He said, Brother Calvin, glad to be part of the crew. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, Frank, I hate to tell you, man, but, sometimes, you can take the person out of the ghetto, they used to say, but you can't take the ghetto out of the person. He said Ricky is just reverting back to who he really is. I hope not. I hope to think that we helped him. Remember, I'm helping the children. I'm not helping him. Okay. Cons 2911 said, question for you guys. How much on average is a college degree, say an engineer, a ballpark is fine? Depending on where you go to school, Cons 2911 again. But here, if you go, just say you go to Negros State in Dumaguete, I'm thinking it's maybe between I'm gonna say 10,000 per semester, so maybe 20,000 per year. It's a lot less than that, okay? Because but a lot of these students here, they go there on scholarship, but I'm gonna say are subsidies. But yeah, it's about. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say 6,000 to 10,000 pesos a semester, 2 semesters. So I'm gonna say about $400 a year. But if you go to when I first got here, because I was looking into that Cons 2911, and UP at the time, because I was in Miagal, Iloilo, they've got a big University of Philippine campus there. That's one of the top colleges here. I think it was like 1,000 per semester, 40,000 semester, which is about $800 a semester, $1,600 a year. It's cheap. Well, John Williams, man, you know, I live for the day, brother, okay? I'm not looking way down the line. Remember, he says, you have been here in the Philippines for a little while and you know a lot, but you still can learn the roof is over your daughter's head until her mother tells her to get the step in. Now, you're talking, how many, what, you got, thinks you're going to tell her, get the stepping in the next 20 years when I'm probably cold in my grave? And remember, I already did my part, man. I don't worry about stuff like that. That's that old crazy, you know, and let me tell you, from this is my opinion, ignorant thinking that doesn't work over here, man. Country Traveler, what's up, man? Hey, retired 2019, glad you could join us. Yeah, don't nobody, man, think like that over here, man. This isn't America, John Williams. Y'all fool with that stuff over there, not me. Wow. Hollywood Baby said about 200,000 in Georgia Tech. Wow. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Wonders of Life says, a house in the Philippines will bring financial security for years. Absolutely. Rich in Las Vegas says, hey, Calvin, I'm new to Sunshine Shows and loving your boots on the ground. Sold my house in Vegas, and after a short condo lease, I'd like to buy in Cebu one day. Thanks for the inspiration. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And you're going to love Cebu. If you're talking about Cebu City or just the Cebu province, you're going to love it. Adam Chenoweth says, any intel on the string of islands? This is funny. Near south of Zamboanga, near Indonesia. It's so remote, I'm worried about safety being there. Probably not too many foreigners. Yeah. And that's for a reason, Adam. That's that Sulu archipelago, and you don't want to fool with that. Okay? That's under control of, you know, the bad guys. You won't see many foreigners, and if you're not a local that lives there, you're not even going to see any locals there. But yeah, it's beautiful, man. You know, Bazilan, Tawi, Holo Salu, all of that, all the way down to Malaysia. Some of the most pristine beaches you will see anywhere on the planet. But they're that way for a reason, because nobody goes there. You got some of the most exotic birds, the most exotic coral reefs, everything, man, because it's basically untouched down there, Adam. You don't want to go there. And don't say I didn't tell you. I didn't warn you. Don't fool around over there. I did a video on that, man. Hey, Nova PH says, hey, Mr. Shoulders. Sam Champion said, at Cons 2911, he said, brother, I have two nieces that got their engineer degrees from Batanga State University in South Luzon. It all depends on the school itself. It cost them around 10,000 US dollars for 4 years. Yeah, see, it's about right. And that's a good school too. And that's a lot of money over here, man. 10,000. When the average salary here is $250 per month, let me remind you. And that includes the highest of the highest salaries up and nothing. See? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, Leroy H., thank you. He said Filipinos don't put their kids out of their house. It's not like the U.S. Thank you for bearing witness to that. Ty Cromwell says the San Carlos have Airbnb in the area in one note. Yeah, it does, but not many, because this is not a tourist area. But you can come here, and remember I was telling you about the Small Fry Resort. Places like this, this place is dotted with little resorts like that where you go and get a room anywhere from $650 to 1,500 pesos, you know. So it's like an Airbnb, but yeah. There is one here. It's called, this is where, my very first place in San Carlos City. Honey, hey, honey, What was the name of the Airbnb we stayed at? Joy's Place. And what it was, she had a private residence because her husband was like a counselor or something. And then behind it, she had like a 4-unit, like it's like a hotel, really. It's nice. Real protected, real clean, right across from McDonald's, Gasano Mall, in a real safe area. But it's not that many. And she told me, because I asked her, I said, how's business? She said, not very well. This is pre-pandemic. She said, because it's not a tourist area. Con Swing 911 said, yeah, right, Leroy. Kids can stay in the house. Family is family, and more than it is, and more often is more practical than to rent another house. Absolutely. He said, grandma, I can't say what? 400? 3. Really? You being nice to your brothers. Did they fix it?
Yeah.
Hey, salamat, guys. Hey, tell them split that, honey. Hey, thank you. Take care. Tell your wife thank you. The guys who fixed my plumbing. I had some fixtures leaking, man. My water bill's being up, man. They came over. He works for the owner. His wife's a subscriber, man. Yeah, but yeah, it's not many here. But you can, like I say, you come here, you can go to Spaway Island. There's so many, like John said, these resorts here are like sorry stores. There's so many of them. You don't have to worry about that. John Wells said, Shawshank Redemption, I will build my wife a house after 10 years of marriage. I'll make her earn that house. John, you love that woman. I guarantee. I'll put my money that in the next 2 to 3 years, once you find out your situation, you're going to build a house, John. RC and Jack says, yo, Cal, what do you know about bringing farms into the country? Are the laws about buying one there? Well, you can't bring them in. Now, that's something that you can't own over here is a weapon. Now, the laws about buying them over here, if your wife wants to buy one, a girlfriend, if she's 21 and over, they got a few little laws like, over in America, background check, that sort of thing. Yeah, but as a foreigner, you can't own weapons here legally. Sam Chaplin said, Calvin, even once they complete their engineering degrees, they have to prepare to take the board certification exams, which is quite hard. It's the equivalent certifications in the U.S., other Westerns. Well, over in America, Sam, we don't have to complete this, like he's talking about, this exam. And I'm glad you brought that up. Okay. Like a lot of the teachers over here, once they graduate from college, you can't just get a job as a teacher. You have to pass the board exam. It goes for engineers, lawyers, anybody really, until you're certified. And I think that's good. We don't have that in America unless you're like a lawyer and you have to do the bar exam. But most other places, even here as a doctor, you got to pass that board exam and then do your residency. It's crazy, but yeah, it's good, really. Hey, Reginald Dollar, what's going on? From Delaware, man. Nice you can join us. Con 2019 says, same in the U.S., I believe foreigners can't own guns. Yeah. But remember, I did a video on that, and I love the China said only friendly weapons are legal there. Yeah. That's the only weapon we can own legally over here is our weapon. Hey, Jose in Luzon said, hey, Calvin, good morning from Laguna. Thanks for joining me, man. But one thing that is going on over here, it's drifted over here from the West. It's a lot of vaccine no-shows, and it's alarming healthcare officials up here. And they're blaming it on the anti-vaxxers over here for spreading false information about COVID. And, that's going to slow things, the opening right here. if you can't get enough people vaccinated, man. AC King says a 30-year mortgage at $200,000 at 3% interest will cost you around $95,000 if you pay out the full term of 360 months plus taxes. Most folks don't figure the actual cost and get stuck with the burden. Absolutely. Now, my house that I bought in 2004, the listing price was $119,000. They took $5,000 off, which brought it down to, well, they actually brought it down to $114,000, and then they took $5,000 more off once my loan was approved. But had I kept that house for 30 years, I had a 6.125% interest rate, AC King. I would have paid $270,000 for that house. They, the first, is it the first 12 years or the first 18 years, you're basically paying the interest on the house. COVID Stories news channel said COVID is taking a toll on a lot of people. People are starting to snap worldwide. Yeah. But it's not so much the COVID, it's the lockdowns too, COVID Stories news channel. That's what it is, King the Conqueror said, Calvin, thank you for answering the questions earlier. You're welcome. I try to get as many as I can, King the Conqueror. AC King says, ouch. Yeah, ouch. The interest is what gets you, man. Cal Deadman said that's another thing. The labor in the Philippines is very cheap along with the supplies. Well, not the supplies now. The supplies have really went up, Cal. But labor, yeah, is cheap. But see, that's one of the reasons I hired an engineer. Okay, will it cost me a little bit more? Could I have built that house for, that same house without the engineer for less? Yeah, probably a lot less. But would it look as nice as it is? Would it be on spec? See, by you hiring an engineer, he does everything, man. You give him the money. He buys the supplies. He hires the crew. He pays the crew, everything. Giles draws up the plans, does the paperwork for the building permit, the water, the electric. It's all out of my hands, man. So imagine if I was doing that on my own, man. It'd be a headache. Because one guy, when I first started this, and I can't remember, he's one of my real supporters. He said, Cal, he sent me an email. He said, man, you and your girlfriend, he said, I hope that y'all's relationship can survive the building of this house. He said, man, you're going to go through it with her, man. We haven't had not one discuss. We don't have to because he's handling everything. Now, if it was me and her doing everything, yeah, it'd be Tom and Jerry, man. It'd be crazy. But when you hire an engineer, man, you can basically sit back, and we got a good one, see? And I was so happy, man. I was so thankful. We got one of the best, man. James Blankenship says, yeah, the compound interest, yeah. Hey, Michael Dawsonville, and I hope I'm saying your name right. He said, what's up, Brother Cal? I just got home from work. What did I miss? Well, COVID cases are spiking here, brother. Up to over 18,000. Thank everybody for 21,000 subs. I went over 21,000. The video I made yesterday about Manny Pacquiao, what I learned from his loss, it was not a put down, Michael Dawsonville, of Manny Pacquiao, nor was it about Mayweather. Everybody wants to, remember Mayweather's undefeated. Okay, so what? Remember, we don't talk about sport. I try not to talk about sports, religion, politics, and now COVID. Because, people going to argue, man. So you missed that. Business groups in Boracay are literally begging the government to put Boracay, because Boracay is a separate island from Auckland province, which is under MECQ. Leisure travel is prohibited under MECQ. So Boracay shut down again. Businesses are on the verge of complete collapse. So that's where we are. We're talking about how much does it cost to build a house? Why would I even build a house in the Philippines? we build houses over here for a different reason than you do in America. You know, I'm not trying to accumulate a bunch of stuff. Over here, you know, it's all about, you know, if you live over here long enough, you probably gonna spend over $20,000 in rent. If you live here long enough, why not just build you a house? You could build a house here, I promise you, man, in the province, a nice house. Like, man, without an engineer, you just get her family to do it, because that's what we were gonna do for $10,000. 500,000 pesos is a lot of money here. You get you a small lot, 100 square meter lot, build you a 50 square meter house for about 10,000, man. Yeah, Ty Cromwell says all that for only 20,000. Amazing, yeah. But you could do it for less, Ty. Reginald Dollar said, Calvin, what would you think if a girl gave you an ultimatum to marry her in America? Man, this girl needs a green card. Oh, well, yeah, I think you can answer that yourself, Reginald Dollar. Especially if you coming over here. Chinese women have, and this is my humble opinion, have nothing on Filipinas. You throw her back over in China. Hey, MOGZ says, at such as shows, once you have land, can you build a house of any size, any height on your lot? Or are there zone restrictions there? I'm not sure, but you see some of these houses around, and next time I do an update, Emma, I'll show you. They've got smaller lots, but hell, they're 4 stories high. So I don't think so. If they are, they're lenient. And a lot of these laws, man, people just they just don't respect them, man. You know, they push them all the way to the limit. Ty Cromwell says, Charles Tyler got me to Brazil. Calvin, you got me to the Philippines if they ever open again. Thanks, Ty. Is that Charles Tyler? Is he the brother that passed away of a heart attack? Joshua Kenoy Hernandez said, Pinoy Lives Matter. He said, Gusta Cole on t-shirt, Mo. Yeah, thanks, man. I bought this down in Zamboanga around the same time that this isn't a political statement. This isn't taking away from the suffering of anybody, guys. I promise you. When I came up with Sunshine Shoulders, I was in Zamboanga in KCC Mall. I said, I'm going to make this Pinoy Lives Matter, because people down there, man, now in the Philippines, and like the COVID Stories Worldwide said, the COVID Stories channel said, people are suffering, man, doing this COVID and these lockdowns, man. Anxiety's way up, depression's way up. I just had it made, man. Rory Bellamy says, rents are skyrocketing in the U.S. COVID is pushing home ownership further away. Evictions will begin soon, so building in PA sounds great. Yeah, I mean, you know, I wanted a new life. Let me answer this. Regular Joe Travis said, Calvin, someone said people have been hating on your newfound success. Is it true? It is. Unfortunately, it is. But I don't bother myself with that, Regular Joe Travis, because that's something, that's their problem that they got to deal with. And you got to ask them why. I mean, I just think it's, you know, life isn't fair, man. You know, I'm why they chose my channel, I have no idea, because according to YouTube, I'm ranked 10,000 of, you know, of Philippine bloggers. I'm 10,000, man. Let that sink in. And then you see all of these videos being made about me. None of them positive, by the way. They're all negative. And so that's something you have to ask them. I don't spend a lot of time anymore worrying about that, but I take it as a compliment that maybe I'm doing something right. Maybe that means I am successful. You know, if you're going to take 10 minutes of your precious time, 10, 12, 15 minutes, whatever they make, to make a video on me, man, I want to thank you, really, because you're sending people my way and they're finding my content a little bit more appealing and they're sticking around. Cons 2911 said, you guys don't want to be in a Pinoy jail. That's a bad idea. Yeah, I say that all the time, Cons. I wouldn't let my dog stay in a jail overnight here. Hey, Big Gun 231. Thanks for joining me. The Yale Con 2911. I have to second that emotion right there. Frank Ellis said they got some nice cribs in the PH that you would never imagine. Remember that house right around the corner from me that I showed y'all? It's vacant now, but somebody at one time lived in that thing, and they still own it now. It's just hasn't been, kept up and maintained. Man, that's a mansion by any standards. And if you go, that's called South Villa. See, they've got some stipulations. If you build there, your house has to cost a certain amount. I think my wife said a minimum of, is it 2 million pesos or something? But yeah. But if you go to Cebu, Manila, man, you'll see stuff that will make you, your jaw drop. Adam Chenoweth said, never accept an ultimatum. Yeah, the answer is always no. Do the opposite. Absolutely right, man. Thank you. Reginald Dollar, thank you, brother, for that super chat. He said, Calvin, that was funny. Hard to throw my Chinese girl back, but I definitely ain't feeling marriage to her. I didn't mean any harm by that. But no, I won't accept an ultimatum either. Now, is she Americanized now? Or is she still over in China? But yeah, I don't do ultimatums very well. A Big Gun 231 says, so yeah, she owns the land, her and my daughter. Because foreigners, unless you go through some type of corporation, and somebody told me that he called it a sugar daddy contract. You can own land over here, but there's you got to jump through some hoops to do it. But corporation, if you marry her and she dies, you can inherit the land. That's all I know. I'm pretty sure it's more. But she owns it. There's no technically to it. But I own that house because foreigners here can own property. Me owning that house is no different than me going out and buying a condominium. I don't own the land, but I can own that condominium. So yeah, that's how that works. Regular Joe Travel said, much love, Calvin. I love what all of you are doing in the PH. I want to be there so bad. You bring lots of positivity. Thank you. And that's all I'm trying to do, man. I can't busy myself with, you can't please everybody, Regular Joe Travels. And like I said, by all them channels, pages, and videos being made about me and all this stuff being put out there about me, I take it now. Eric Terry said I should take it as a compliment. He's a professor and he gets regular reviews, and he said some of the students can be real, ugly. And at first, when he first started getting reviews, he took it kind of bad. And see, he talked to me, man, and I want to thank him. A lot of times, you can't please everybody. I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing. Hey, Pierre Bernard, he said, what's the update on the pageant? Also, thanks for making it tasteful. Yeah, thank you, brother. Now, remember, the voting continues on my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page until Friday. That's when the top 10 will be announced, about 8 o'clock. Then I'm going to have the top 10 finalists are going to make a video of 1 minute. They're going to introduce themselves, where they're from, and why they should be Miss Sunshine Shoulders. I'm going to put that on YouTube, and then we're going to vote on that. And yeah, it's tasteful, man. I never, it's one word I don't like, and that's exploit. You can easily throw that out there. I would never exploit anybody. People come over here and stand in my shoes and see what I see on a daily basis and just know what I know. I live here. I know that beauty pageants are very, very big here. It's just something that I want to do to kind of shake it up, man. Thanks, Travel Mike, for the super chat. He said, looks like the identity of the Raw Facts guy has been found. Ahmed Jeffrey Khan. Watch the videos on the channel Impacto Aswan 7 short videos. Yeah, somebody gave me his information years ago. And I don't care about that stuff, man. You know, really, I don't. Lunchtime said raw facts is raw trash. Ty Cromwell says you have to have a tough skin for YouTube, Calvin. Anything that deals with the public is the same. Yeah, but you know, everybody doesn't get picked on. You know, not. I've only been on the channel. I've only been on YouTube a year. I mean, but you're right. You do have to have a thick skin. But had I known that, you know, because see, I'm not used to that. You know, in America, you have the right to confront your accusers. And when people do these drive-bys, which are cowardly, by the way, you know, it's just something I'm not used to, man. See, stuff like that, unless will get you killed in America now, you know, believe it or not. Wonders of Life said that's a fair agreement. The P9 and children can own the land and the man can own the house. Everybody has a stake in the agreement. Yeah, it's true. But, you know, if you come over and you build a house like that, now if I see if I would have spent, you know, 10 million pesos like one of my subscribers did, then I'd be worried. Okay. But I didn't. You know, I spent 1 million pesos, which is a lot of money still. But I didn't go into it thinking it's not going to work out, thinking that she's going to kick me out and, oh, what's going to happen to me if she does. I didn't go into it like that. You know, it's just something that I've always wanted to do, was to own a house with no mortgage or anything. And the fact that it's 8,000 miles away, I don't care. Hey, Uniquely Extra says, Gary here from Maryland, USA. I just came across your live stream. In a short time I have been here, you not only display honesty, but you express it as well. I appreciate your honesty. Thank you so much, Uniquely Extra. And that's really all I am, man. This is who I am. I'm Calvin Roach. I live in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. This is not an acronym. Okay. I live across the street from Christian's Catering, Margarita Village, 1st Street. You know, if you come here, that's who you're going to find, you know. Frank says, I think Booby will be heading to the Matrix when she gets older. Yeah, and I'm glad to give her that option. Both my other sons, they're U.S. citizens already. It's a short process, guys. You don't need a lawyer. You don't need some fancy agency to do it for you. I promise you, it's only about 7. The application is only about 7 pages long, and then of course you got to supply your income tax returns, and then sign the 10-year affidavit of support, and then also they must be giving Booby her medicine. And of course, you know, you got to fill out the paperwork for the passport at the same time, because they become U.S. citizens. Cal Deadman says it took me 42 years. Wow. That's a long time, brother. He says, to find my true happiness. Now I can feel happy and not pretend. Feels great to know that I don't have to worry about when your back is turned. Y'all know what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, Cal David. I don't want to be over here pretending. I ain't come 8,000 miles to pretend, man. I really have a new life over here. To be honest with you, I'm not trying to impress nobody. What I'm trying to do is show guys that you got an option in the Philippines. That's a great place to live. The people are great. You're going to be welcome. The cost of living is low. The weather's fantastic. The geography is just off the chain. And nobody's going to bother you here. Hey, ma'am. Wait. Honey, give me that money, please. The 1,000 pesos. Tell her. The 1,000 pesos. Tell her to give it to me. Give me the 1,000 pesos.
Your pressure is not busy.
Ma'am.
Not busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, you're busy.
No, I'm not busy. Shut up. Come up close to it and cut the TV on. Here you go. God bless you. I wish I could give you more. It's just that we're building a house over there. Take care. Okay, yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm not trying to impress anybody, guys. I really live this way. I'm really happy, man, and it's the happiest I've ever been in my whole entire life. Hey, Travel Mike, glad to see you joined us again, brother. Reginald Dollar said, Levon White, I'm not feeling marriage. And see, that's another myth we got to get rid of, guys. You don't have to get married over here. Don't let anybody pressure you to get married over here. You don't have to do it. You know, it's just, you know, and this new generation, they're more open to having a live-in partner. I'm seeing it, you know. King Hardy said, Cal, I thought you can only own 40% of the house. No. Ask anybody that owns a condominium over here, King Hardy. They own that 100%. No, that's the only thing you can own over is property. Hey, Travel Mike, I just want these other guys to know who he is. Had a DWI and killed some family in an accident. Wow. Very interested. I know you are not worried. Wow. See, I'm glad you shared it. That's the type of people who make these videos, Mike. They're hypocrites. You know, they hide behind these fake voices and profiles and stuff. I don't give them a whole lot of thought because if I did, man, I wouldn't get nothing done. You know, you can't please everybody. Hell, people hated Michael Jackson, man. He was the greatest entertainer in the world, but hell, he had millions of haters. Hey, the barber said, Calvin, keep up the good work, Terry in Virginia. Hey, Terry, man, thanks, brother, and I hope your son, how's he doing? Terry Barber sent me a picture. He's got a son over in the Philippines. I think how old is you, Terry? 33. And, man, he had something. What'd you say it was? He had something, man, and I tell you, it's crazy. He sent me a picture of his son on the respirator, and this is the Philippines now. The respirator was, okay, the oxygen going in a paper bag with tape around his mouth, man. Scary, man. So get some insurance when you come over, guys. Have something. Yeah, Buffalo Dan. He said, I just laugh out loud. I just got blocked from Raw Trash for dropping his name on 3 of his videos. Yeah, see? And then a lot of these videos, they do this negative stuff, and then they cut off the comments. What kind of crazy stuff is that? Frank Tate said we can own condos and townhouses. Yeah. Yes, it's property, King Hearted. Efren Dunlap says another Calvin station break. Now, my neighbor, she owns a small business, man. She's struggling. She's a great, great woman, man. I just gave her 1,000 pesos, man. I didn't want to. She don't have to pay me back or nothing, you know. And she pre-pandemic, her business was thriving, man. She's got a catering service, man. But now, man, you know, it's just struggling, man. And I think her lights got cut off or something, man. It's sad, man. I see it, man. And, you know, like I said, a lot of you guys, y'all don't see it. I see it. I see the horrors of the pandemic. It's just knocked the air out of the Philippines, man. You know, the heart and soul of the Philippines, which is these mom and pop type businesses that make everything, that connect the dots over here, man. They make everything run smoothly. A lot of the locals can't survive without these little mom and pop places. Cal Devin says, I got the family life insurance today. We also have PLL. Yeah. If you got a girlfriend over here, or a wife, and they live over in the Philippines, please, if you don't do anything else, get them PLL. Okay? Because, you know, even if you don't have life insurance, a funeral or to get cremated over here doesn't cost that much. But Get them field help. She had it before I met her. It's only 900 pesos every, 3 months. That covers her and the 3 kids. Have that at least, guys. If you're gonna send some money over here, man, give them an ultimatum. You either get the field help policy. I don't want you. Okay. Benny from the Bronx says everybody come to get theirs at Calvin. Wish I was in the same spot. Like there's real hunger there, guys. Yeah, it is. Like we've never seen before. You know, it's not the hunger where it's absolute hunger where you go to at least 24 hours without eating. It's not like you hungry and you watching a basketball game. You get up and walk 6 feet to the refrigerator and open it up and grab your damn frozen pizza and throw it in the oven. No, there's nothing to eat anywhere, and I can't find anything to eat. It's that kind of hunger. Hey, Zorba Dundee from Australia, man. He said, good afternoon, Calvin. Hope you're well, brother. Been busy protesting here in Australia, Melbourne. Now, what are y'all protesting? The lockdowns? Because I know it's getting pretty bad there. Okay, Terry said he had a kidney infection, which made him have to have a appendectomy. Wow. Well, now as an appendectomy, when they remove the appendix, now if y'all don't think that the human species is evolving, we no longer need our appendix anymore to live. Ty Cromwell says here in New York City, Queens area, they have an area called Little Philippines. I went to Jollibee for the first time. Yeah, whenever you go to a place, even in Louisville, a little place like that, we have a lot of Filipinos. They're going to have places like that. We don't have a Jollibee though. I had to take my wife all the way to Chicago for Jollibee, man. Hey, nephew Smooth. He said, "What's going on, Uncle Calvin?" We went all the way to Chicago for Jollibee. I love the pancakes. That's about it, really. But Filipinos, they're very loyal to their brands, man. Zorba Dundee said lockdowns are very bad here. They have the army now out in our streets and police using rubber bullets on people, very aggressive. Yeah. See, and I feel your pain over there because it's happening here, except in the Philippines, they're not going to do that. They're not going to fight back like over there. And they're just going to quietly suffer here, Zorba Dundee, in silence. Filipinos, they cry in silence, man. But I see it. Brian Nichols says all the way to Chicago. Yeah, because, we love Chicago anyhow. When we were together, we'd go to Chicago at least 2-3 times a year. But we'd always stay down by the Magnificent Mile. Somewhere around in there, we'd catch a good price on an Airbnb or a hotel. I love that area, man. Were I to hit the lottery, I'd have a place there. I'd stay in the warm months. The minute I could feel just any chill, I'd come to the Philippines. Hey, Seth's Travel Vlogs, what's going on? Send me a picture and show me how you got those wires connected. I've got that same setup you got, but I can't get everything to work together. Seth's Travel Vlogs is singing on her vlog now. Hey, Sheen's Life. He said, what's up, brother? It's been a while since I got to jump on your live. Thanks for joining me. The barber says I've been to Little Philippines online, and they have a Little Philippines national city in San Diego. Yeah, well, I believe that's where the most Filipinos are in the United States, in that national city. I love LaChan. He said, that's funny about Jollibee's, Calvin. We live a few miles away from a Jollibee's in California, but an hour bus ride away from my wife's hometown in the Philippines. Yeah. But yeah, I took her all the way to Chicago for that. And we stood in line for over an hour. We were in line so long, we were able to meet some nurses Filipino nurses, they lived in Chicago now. That's how long we were in line. Dale Mann says Chicago natives in the chat. Manuel Rojo says, thank you. If you happen to see a Max's restaurant, try the fried chicken. It's a lot better. I did. In Dumaguete, they've got a Max's. We tried it. Chicken's delicious. But if you want real fried chicken here, the best fried chicken, in my opinion, you have to go to the Pancake House here in Cebu. Any pancake house, if it's in Manila, wherever they got a pancake house, because they have one actually in Cagayan de Oro. The chicken's delicious, but it takes a long time for you to get your order. I'm going to warn you. I don't know why. But you order that chicken, you're going to sit there for a while. Every single time we order. That's why we don't order it anymore. Hey, King Hearted, thanks for that super chat. He said, with someone else owning the land, can they force you to tear down or remove your house off their land? Is that the land disputes I hear about? Is that something else? No, it's something else. The land disputes that you hear about are ownership of the land. It's usually, some type of family members or in-laws or something like that where somebody else puts a stake in the ownership of the land. Okay. Those are the land disputes. Or a lot of times it's over here, they're still doing land grabs, man. People still getting killed over land grabs over here where these rich people, they come down there in far provinces and they simply just take the land from these farmers and stuff. And yeah, that still goes on over here. And that will get you killed over here, but not so much. But I'm glad you brought that up because John says something all the time. It makes a lot of sense to me. He says, as long as I'm worth more alive than dead. See, when you start fooling with all these old contracts and stuff like that, then they have to kill you, man, to get control of the stuff. And, you don't want that over here. Okay? I already told her, look, whatever I got, you can have. Don't kill me, though. And I was serious, If you want that house and that lot over there, just wake me up one night. I don't care if it's 12 o'clock midnight. And tell me you want that, but don't shoot me in my head while I'm sleeping. I don't have that, that deadly duo come by here and wipe me out on my bike ride in Center Mall. You can have that over there. And whenever you bring that Western thinking over and you start tying stuff up in the courts and all that, man, you're asking for trouble. Don't do that, guys. Okay. Hey, Jawan Ward, thanks for joining me, brother. And man, Yusuf said, Calvin, I think I'm in love with Mona from Bohal. I'm glad you said that because a lot of guys and man, Yusuf, they always come on my channel and say, oh, Ty Cromwell, I'm glad you on here. He says, oh, I thought you were the prize over there. Then why do you got a woman with 2 kids? Because she's a Mona from Bohal. They always say, oh, fool with a single mother. Man, I tried to warn y'all. I've got a video called Condominiums and Single Mothers in the Philippines. There's some of the finest women over here, and you're just going to miss out. But it's you. Everybody, there's no right or wrong. Some men, they don't want a woman with kids. But, hey, okay, you're going to, them 10s that you're talking about, because she's definitely a 8.5. If not a 9, in any circumstances. She's intelligent. You can see already she talks great English, but hey, she says she's a single mother. So some of you guys don't date single mothers. Well, you're going to miss out on that. Frank Ellis said Lakeshore Drive, man. I love it down there, man. I'm telling you now, Frank. Were I to hit the lottery, man, I'd buy me a condominium down there, probably in that Hancock Tower overlooking the Lakeshore Drive and the ocean or the sea or the Great Lakes. And the minute I feel a chill, I'd move back here to the Philippines. Frank Tate said, I live in Chicago and here in Paranaque. I can't hardly pronounce that word. Paranaque. Reginald Dollar said, when the Filipinos opens I like to take you for lunch, man. I'm going to accept that. Brother. Hey, Manuel Rojo said, Calvin, how's construction going? Do you think your budget 20,000 still on target? Yeah, it is. Go on. I did an update yesterday, Manuel. You can look at it. It's nice. But thanks for asking, brother. I appreciate it. Let me look up here again. I'm sorry. Benny from the Bronx said, I'm not going to lie. I'm stressed the F out waiting on this BS to be over. Yeah, man. I think you got a long way to go. Buffalo Dan said land disputes hopefully don't end with that dynamic duo. Well, a lot of times it does, believe it or not. That's the way that people are able to solve petty disputes over here, man. And not so petty disputes. To be honest with you. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I freezing up still now, guys? Roy Jones said they got to catch, pluck, and cook the chicken. It takes time. It's worth it, though. It's worth it, Roy Jones, if you buy the chicken here. What's up, DG? Simplify from New Orleans. Terry Barber says, I'm currently at work in Virginia. We are coming 30 people short. Send about 30 Filipinos to where I work. $18 an hour. Wolverine production, $17 an hour. And Tenneco is $19 an hour. Yeah. Because they're working for about $7 a day over here. Daryl Strong said, hey, Calvin, what's the potential real estate for buying land over there in the Philippines? Does the banking system own the land like here in the States? I don't know about that because they've got something called, I forgot how to pronounce it. It's like financing for government workers over here. And, yeah, they're going to own that. But you got to have a lot of collateral and all that. See, they don't even have a national credit reporting bureau over here, Daryl Strong. They use some real old-timey situations over here, man, to get you that loan. And the interest rates are going to be high because you can get I was going back. Remember I told you I looked at a house, 1.8 million on a lot. It was already built. It was a brand new house. And the owner was going to finance it, but hell, he was talking about 2% per month. And I said, that's okay. But, you could buy condominiums over here and flip them if you wanted to do something like that. I'll rent them out and have a residual income. You could do that. James Lyons says, how did the meet and greet go, fellas? Yeah, they ain't really talking about it, James Lyons. I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, man, that 20,000 is gonna do good. This guy's legitimate, man. You gotta understand. I paid him $12,000 already, and they still working on the house. But there hasn't been any stoppages. Now I will be in the next couple of days. I'll be able to give him some more money on that. But yeah, they haven't stopped. So, yeah. I'm going to be on target. I'm not going over because I already talked to him before it started, man. That's all I got. I'm not going over. Retired 2019 said, Calvin, I'm staying single and keeping my options open. I don't blame you. And that's a good thing to do. You don't have to get married immediately over here. Jeffrey Tedder said, Mona is beautiful. Yeah. But like I told a guy on my Facebook, there's literally thousands of Monas over here. But if you go ahead and say I don't want a single mother, then man, you've already limited your selection by a lot. Lance Rankin said you can always hire your own tandem. Yeah, but I didn't come over for that. The barber said Bianco, the Black Widow, created the murder by a cycle in the cocaine wars and was eventually killed by the same. Yeah, well, they certainly over here. That's for sure. Travel Mike said nothing wrong with single mothers, but I have raised 7 and 4, not mine. You guys can have any share of single mothers. Plenty of single women for me to choose from. Yeah, it is. It's just a lot of women here, period, man. That you're going to have to choose from. Hey, Daryl Strong, he said, thanks, Calvin, for the info. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah. Hey, Nifty. Umping. That's my next door neighbor. They headed out to a trip, probably to the beach somewhere, beach resort. Looks like another foreigner and his girlfriend or wife. And a lot of times you see a lot of that. That's usually what we do. We'll do it. It's a lot of double dating going on in here. And it's fun too. Adam Chenoweth says all these guys are big talk. Reality is they don't know if they'll get married. She put that tune up on you and your thinking might change. No need to declare your intentions. Yeah, you're right. And see, that's what I always say. You can say whatever you want to say till you get over here. You never, especially if you've never been to the Philippines, you don't know what's waiting for you over here. You're going to say, oh, I'm going to keep my options open. Right. RYT, I don't know if that's Rit or Right, 5014 said, Calvin, much respect. Wish I'm in the Philippines like you, bro. Ain't nothing here but stress. I would give a single mom a shot too. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something, man. I've had, 4 serious relationships, really 3. Because once I found out the girl was 18, man, I cut it off. And we was together like 6 months before I found out. She was 36 when I met her, single mother with 2 daughters, man. And, it's the best I've had since I've been here, period. And there's no pressure about getting married. She knows I'm married. There's none of that, man. She's just a fantastic woman, man. She's intelligent. She's connected. She's everything that a 58-year-old man would want. Hell, I'm 58, man. I can't play that double standard stuff, man, over here. It don't make a whole lot of sense when you get over here, to be honest with you. But yeah, a lot of you guys, you can talk the talk all you want. But once you get over here, it's a totally different ball game, guys. You see that long flowing hair. I mean, them short shorts, the perfect skin, the soft, creamy skin, man. And you're going to change your mind. Cal Devin said, I'm telling you, your eyes will leak when you realize what you're flying back to. Wait and see. Yeah, I know. I already know. Yeah, Sam Champion says, the boy George, bro, go back and scroll up. We had that conversation already tonight. Believe me, you do not want to have anything to do with firearms in the Philippines. Yeah, you don't want that, guys. Don't come over here with that. Smoky Mountain Modeler says, I admit it, Calvin, when it comes to the ladies over there, I'm a goner. Yeah, you're going to be a goner. If you look at my beauty pageant that I'm having, it's tasteful, guys. I'm not exploiting anybody. The beauty pageants are very popular over here. We just want to have some fun and help people at the same time. I've got 41 contestants. It's only scratching the surface, and there's some beautiful women in there. And I've only scratched the surface. You come over here, man. You're gonna see some stunners, man. Hey, Brian Bonds, thanks for that super sticker. Ty Cromwell says curly hair popular with Filipinos. Absolutely. They go crazy over my little daughter, Booby. That they're used to seeing the straight hair over here. FDDFASXCDCSD. Wow. Are there any BBWs over there? Yeah, I did a video on it. If that's what you like. But I didn't come here for that. I want petite, I want slim, I want small frame. You know, I left those BBWs behind. Yeah, Buffalo Danny says, if anyone hears anything Calvin saying, just don't sell for anything but the best. Because you don't have to. What do you have to lose, guys? You come over here, you see the finest woman you ever saw, whether she's at the market, in the mall, at church, wherever she is. You say, hey, my name is Calvin. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And she shoots you down. What do you have to lose? Nothing. But I guarantee you, if you do that 10 times, 3 of them 10s or 4 is going to give you some play. So then, you got everything to gain. You got nothing to lose, man. But if you go to that 3, she's going to say, yeah. And then you're going to be stuck with a damn 3. Paul Smith said, I love the hair especially. Yeah. Especially when they take good care of it, man. And it's just, it has that sheen to it. And as soon as you get in the taxi, you're gonna be close enough. You can smell that. What's the name of that conditioner they have over here? You can smell that. Yeah. Let me see. Bryant Bond says, a long-time follower of your channel before you blew up. Love the country accent. Yeah, thank you, Brian. He says, always makes me laugh and smile. Yeah, I'm just a country boy at heart, man. I was born in Lexington, Kentucky, Fayette County, raised in Louisville, Kentucky. And I just say I'm what I am, man, Yeah, Tad Conway. He said, Calvin, if you was a multimillionaire, would you still choose to live in the Philippines? Absolutely. Knowing now what I know, Ty, yeah, I would. Because it's really not about the money here. It's about the freedom, man. It's about how people treat you. I'm welcome here. A lot of my subscribers will tell you, they'll say it themselves. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. You're celebrated here, man. And long before I was even born, we were celebrated here. Mel A said, hi, Mr. Calvin. I'm fixing my place too. 2 weeks so far. A Brazil dude working a better mason, okay, carpenter, plumber, yet to be seen. Money's running out my hands. Yeah. Well, I set my budget, Mel A. And, I'm using the Filipino mortgage, pay as you go. It's worked out great for me. And I'm glad. And Ty Cromwell, see now, I prefer Asian women. Filipinas, I prefer that. So don't hold that against me. And because, a lot of people say, oh, well, Filipinos love white men. Well, some do. They love Japanese men. Some Filipinos prefer black men, But let's not have a double standard against Filipinos. Let them, number one, want a good life. Who doesn't want a better life, a good life? And let them have their preferences like everybody else. But yeah, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm crazy about my girl here. But I love going around seeing these beautiful women here, man, every day. Going to the store, coming back on the way and on the way back, riding my bike. You're going to see just some of the most beautiful women, man. And, I don't think I'm going to get that anywhere else. Alex says, Calvin, I'm living in New Zealand. I've been a subscriber a while now, enjoying your content and just itching to come holiday in the Philippines. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Alex. When I was in the Navy, I had now this is a pen pal a long time ago. She was from New Zealand. What's the name of the capital there in New Zealand? She was about 18. I think I was 20. What was I? No, I wasn't even 20 yet. Maybe I was 20. Yeah, I was 20. We were on that med cruise. And I had a pen pal. We write back and forth. Mr. K said, obviously I'm black. I should be their preference. Rick 5014 said, you're tolerating Latino countries, especially the Dominican Republic. Yeah, I don't like that. See, that's why I put the Philippines above Brazil and Colombia. It's like, you know, they tolerate us. Well, you know, it's like, okay, you're over here, and, you know. And I guess by, you know, being so many foreigners, especially Americans and Westerners, it's so close. They go there all the time. We're no big deal to them. But here, I don't know why, you know, the Philippines, they're unicorns. And plus, they don't bother you. AC King says, I know I'm going to be vulnerable to any beautiful woman who shows any interest in me, having been deprived for a while. I would need to be careful over there and not just go on a sexual bender. Yeah, it's hard. That's easy to say and harder to do. Because when I came over, we called that a runner, AC King. And I was definitely a runner when I first got here, man, because it's just everywhere. And, you know, you can reach out and touch them, and it's going to be available. And it's just something you just got to get your run out of you and go ahead and settle down. I'm glad my run is out of me, man. I don't care what a woman look like, you know, because now I know, you know, you know, there's really no upgrade over here. If you get a good woman over here, I don't care if she got kids or she's single, separated, that's as good as it gets, man. You're just going to get a new face, maybe a new body or something like that, but you're not going to get there's no upgrade over here, man. I'm glad that, but I'm going to tell you, AC King, get your run out of you, because there's nothing worse than being with one and not be totally happy and not being able to appreciate her because you don't know what else is out there. So, yeah, I was a runner. And a lot of us are. Some men are still running, and that's okay. Yeah, let's hit the likes, guys. I got about 16 minutes left on here. Mr. K says, I'm so GD tired of the general ugliness that I have to be subjected to in America. See, I'm right there. I was already there, Mr. K, you know, and I came in 2018, best decision I ever made. You know, I just got tired of that, man. You know, and everybody knows their limit. You got to know, like I said on my video yesterday about what I learned from the Manny Pacquiao law. You got to know when to quit, man. You got to know when to walk away. A lot of us, we take unnecessary ass whippings when we don't have to, because we stick around too long. I didn't. Yeah, we stick around too long. Buffalo Dan said, go be a John your first trip. Your first few trips. You know, I just be a runner, man. You know, meet a few of them, man, you know, and then make your decision. Brian Bond says, you inspired me because my family thought I was weird moving to China 2011 to teach ESL. Currently living in Hawaii, moving to Taiwan in 2022 to teach ESL and get a dual citizenship. Yeah, and you know, I did a video on that. They always think that, Brian. When people, especially if you're in Hawaii, so you're in America, when we get out of line and we start thinking for ourselves and we start making decisions like that, they think we're weird. But in all actuality, they're the ones weird for staying with that status quo. You know, man, you talking about when I left to come here, man, people thought I was crazy. Some of them still do, but most of my friends and family now, they're messaging me, hey, how can I get over there? What do I have to do? Asking me so many questions. The same people that called me crazy. So yeah, I know what you like. And one of my subscribers, well, we're kind of like friends now. His name is James Adams. He lives up right outside DC. And brother did good for himself. He playing well for his retirement and everything. He went to Taiwan. He says really nice. He was impressed. Well, no, not him. It was another Jesse. who lives up in Laguna. He was in Taiwan. He said he was impressed. He said if it wasn't for their, they've got some strict immigration policy, visa policies. I think you understand this 90 days or something like that, he was telling me. He said he would have chosen Taiwan over the Philippines. So, yeah, I'm right where you are, Brian Bonds, because, no one, for people drinking the Kool-Aid, I'm no longer drinking the Kool-Aid. We think that America is the standard, when it's really not, man. It's really not, man. It's a great big world out here. And I would advise anybody to see as much of it as you can. Tad Cromwell says, Calvin, how did you get your residual monthly income? That's not too personal. It's not. I'm retired. I used to say I'm semi-retired. I'm a retired insurance agent for 18 years. And we get what's called a renewal income. As long as the people continue to keep the policy that I wrote them, I get a certain percentage. And by me being for 18 years, I could have built it up longer. But I left, man. So I'm at about $1,400 a month, which is enough to live over here. And now my YouTube pays me a little bit. I'm fine, but I was fine before YouTube. But yeah, that's how I got it, Taz. It's it's nothing to hide. TJ Johnson said, I don't care about moving to China in 2011, but shout out to you for living your truth, Chief. Yeah. And that's all I'm trying. That's all I'm doing, TJ Johnson, and that's all I'm encouraging people to do. Is be happy wherever you are. Some people are happy in America. I don't knock America. The lifestyle I was forced to live over there, it just got too much for me, man. Efren Dunlap said, like Clint Eastwood says, a man's got to know his limitations. And if you know yourself, man, that's a great saying. Know thyself. That's an Eastern saying, I think. Know thyself. Mr. K said, I stayed in my marriage too long. A lot of us do. A lot of us stay on our jobs too long, in relationships too long, in the rat race too long, because we rationalize it. Frank Ellis says, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And you just got to go. I went with my gut. I left, you got to realize, right after the open enrollment season for Medicare Advantage in America, I left. It was over December 7th. We actually left America December the 3rd. It's when we flew out. We got here it was December the 5th, But I could have stayed 3 more months from January 1st. It's called the annual enrollment period, which is when I left. And from January 1st to March 31st, it's the open enrollment. So you still can earn a lot of money. I could have stayed that extra 3 months and probably added another $500 or $600 in residual income. But I was done, Ty. I said, I'm done. I'm out of here. Robert French said, Auckland. Yeah, that's where she was from. Thank you, Robert. And we were pen pals. James Lyon says, I love America, but I need a change, Brother Calvin. Me too, and that's where I was. I put my life on the line. AC King says, for most of my life, I did what I was expected of me by everybody I knew. They were happy with me, but I wasn't happy with myself. It's time for me to finally do what I want. I paid my dues. Get happy. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's all what I'm talking about. It's happy over everything for me now. I don't care if I'm married. I don't care if I'm in a relationship, but I'm going to be happy and I'm going to be responsible for my own happiness. Okay. And that's it. And I don't care. It ain't about love anymore and all of that. Yeah, Frank Tate says, we are people of earth, not one country. Go to where it's best for you. I couldn't have said any better. All this old nationalistic stuff, man, all this nationalism stuff, man, I'm sick of it. You know, how you going to own the planet? You know, but we're arrogant like that. You just got people who actually think they own this place. JL Mark 01 says, hi, Calvin. I just bought property in Davao. Nice 2-story. Wow, 150 square meter house from girlfriend's aunt. Also signed a 30-year lease under my name since we're not married. Yeah, that's a great move. That's a big house. Yeah, 150 square meters, brother. Yeah, that's but since you're not married, you found at least be careful, because now you're worth more dead than alive. You don't want to do that in certain places. You don't want to be worth more dead than alive. Brian Bond says, I watch your channel because you expose that America doesn't set the standard. When I went to China, it changed my whole world. Yeah, see, and that's what happened. See, when I was in the United States Navy, believe it or not, and I traveled around the world, different places, man, it opened my eyes. I was never the same. I never went back to being that miserable bum I was before I joined the Navy. And I was like, man, you know, the way I was welcomed certain places, just certain way I saw people living. I'm just a simple guy. And I think that's why I fit so well in the Philippines, because of their simple lifestyle over here. See, I mean, they do things over here to my liking. You know, one is, Filipinos are conservative. They think, hey, you know, you got to be responsible for your own life and that sort of thing like that, you know. And I think that's why I was able to fit in. I just want a simple life, and you ain't gonna get it any more simpler than over here, man. You can live a simple life over here. I mean, and be happy, man. You know, it just kind of touched me. You know, I told you I gave my neighbor across the street, I gave her 1,000 pesos, man. She broke down, started crying, man. You know, it's hard over here right now, guys, because of these breakdowns, man. I mean, because he's locked down. Sorry. It's tough, man, because she's a proud woman. Filipinos are proud. She's got to thrive in business before this pandemic. Now, you know, Tad Cromwell says Americans hate if you talk about leaving America. Yeah, they think, oh, you're not patriotic. Man, it's bull crap, man, with that. So, oh, I'm a patriot. You know, yeah, you never fought for your country, but you're a patriot. See, I think we're all patriots, really, but don't tell me I'm not a patriot. You know, who are you to tell me I'm not a patriot? Really? Yeah, Mel A said, yes, Tad Cromwell. Someone told me that equals being a traitor. I don't understand it. You know, it's crazy. But you got to realize, man, something's going on in America. That very little of all the industrialized nations, man, we're the lowest when it comes to citizens with their passports. And if you think I'm playing, look this up. This is fact. Less than 5%. Now I'm talking about actually going overseas. I'm not talking about Jamaica, the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, and like that. I'm talking about actually over the water, like Germany, Europe. You know what? Germany is in Europe. England, you know, France, parts of Asia, Southeast Asia, different places like that. Russia. Less than 5% of us actually took a trip overseas, man. You know, because they scare you. They don't want you to go anywhere. You know, and we don't. So we go around and round and round in America, you know, and that's it. We don't go anywhere. So our thinking is so narrow, man, minded. Now that I've been gone from America for 3 years, I see it, man, in my children. I see it on Facebook. It's strange, man, how narrow-minded we become. You're like, you know, America, you know, if I can't get a woman in America, I'm somehow weak. You know, oh, you can't get a woman in your own country. You got to go to the Philippines to take advantage of women over there. No, that's not it, brother. America is 4% of the Earth's population. So it's about half and half men and women over there. So I'm supposed to settle for 2% of the women population. If I can't find a good woman in that 2%, I'm supposed to be miserable and not look elsewhere. I'm like Frank Tate. I'm a man of the earth, man. I'm not just limiting myself to America. You know, are there the standard for some American women are the standard somehow? I don't get it. Papa Kiko says, I'm retiring after 35 and a half years. Wow. In the post office. I'm done here. I'll be in Bacala with my family. No more Kool-Aid and no more rat race, man. I'm going to tip my hat to you, Papa Kiko. See, that's what I'm talking about. He didn't say I might be in Bacala. He didn't say I may quit drinking the Kool-Aid. He said no more Kool-Aid. No more rat race. I'm done. And those are the guys who make it over here. When you resolute, man, when you stand firm on what it is, you know exactly what you're going to do. You have what Napoleon Hill calls a definiteness of purpose. There's no, oh, I might do this. I wish I could do this. I'm thinking about doing this. Now, this is what I'm going to do. And you know, that's like he said about Thomas, who's the one that supposedly had the credit, Thomas Edison. You know, he said, I'm going to stake everything on the spin of a wheel. You know, either I'm going to win, I'm going to perish, man. And then he won. You know, most people that think that way, the 2% of people who run this planet, that's how they think. Levon White, thanks for that super chat. He said every country needs its slaves. We lead the developed world in child mortality. Wow. Now that's powerful. Benny from the Bronx said them street kids mess me up every time. Yeah, it's real life over here, because one thing about the Philippines is that they don't have the tax base that a lot of the countries in the West have. You know, see, in America, there's really no such thing as welfare. Those are our tax dollars. You know, we should be able to tell these elected officials how to spend our money. And part of that should be to take care of our most vulnerable citizens, the children, the elderly, the disabled. And okay, sometimes these scammers are going to slip through the cracks. Does that mean, because me and John, we go at it on this, and I tell him all the time. So that means that just because a few scammers fall through the cracks, we supposed to crash the whole system? No, because it's doing exactly what it's supposed to for the overwhelming majority. But see, over here, they don't have that. That tax base is very small, and, you know, so they don't have the kind of money that, you know, they don't have the safety nets that we have in America. Disability, AFDC, Section 8, food stamps, you know, on and on and on, guys. You know, Social Security, where they're going to pay you every month. Boy George says, do I have regrets? He says, Calvin, do you regret not having done it sooner? Absolutely. Because I was drinking the Kool-Aid. See, even though I've been in the Navy, you know, by the time I came over here, I forgot all about that stuff. I started drinking, started using drugs. I put it on the back burner, man. Yeah, you're damn right. Boy, George, I regret not having done it. Man, I wasted 23 years of my life drinking and getting high, man. 23 years I could have been here, Brazil, Costa Rica, somewhere else. So, yeah, I regret it, but would I change a thing? No, because it's probably why I'm sitting here today. It's probably who I am. It had a lot to do with who I am, Boy George, and I'm able to appreciate it more now. Junie Connor says, I've been an expat since 1993, brother. I salute you. I did a video on that. I saluted people like you who see the Navy. gave me my travel bug. But it was people like you, Junie Connor, who let me know it was possible, who motivated me to go ahead and do it. Cat Cromwell says, when we say that I plan to retire overseas, they look at me like I'm crazy. Yeah, and they're going to do that. You're going to get attacked. And it's just something that you're going to have to, face. Natick Mark 407 says, I live in a small town called San Martin, southeast of Bogota, Colombia. My income is $600 a month. My expenses are around $400 a month. And 2 side chicks, 23 and 26 years old. Wow, made my life easier, man. Now, see, thank you, brother. I need you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that information with us. There's so many places, man, but you got to get out here. At some point, you just got to make up your mind. Have the courage. Because, see, people like Junie Connor, like me, other expats, you can't be a punk, man, and be a good expat. You got to have some courage, because it takes courage to move, to leave that old life behind and go to the, you don't know what's, you know everything about your own country. You're in that routine. But when you come here to the unexpected, well, what am I trying to say, guys? I lost, I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't think of the word. But yeah, it takes courage to the unknown, man. That's what I'm saying. When you got to get out here in the unknown. A man used to says, I say the same thing about dating sites, Calvin. Crash the whole thing over a few scammers. No. And and why you bringing that up? Because I wrote this down. I already said it. I said, I have to apologize. Love can develop online. I'm wrong to discourage dating site relationships, but I will continue to warn about the red flags and the flashing red lights. No, because there's a lot of good women on these dating sites. The only problem I have with dating sites is you're going to put yourself in the sights of these scammers. They're on there, and we don't know who's a scammer and who's not. My only problem is sending money to these women first before you establish any kind of relationship with them. That's the only problem I got. I met every woman that I've had a serious relationship with online. But now that I've been living over here for so long, and my interaction with other women over here, it taught me that I didn't have to get online to find a woman. And a lot of guys think that they do, because everybody else does it. But I'm telling you that you don't have to do it. Junie Connor says, I first went to France. I stayed 4 years, never looked back. See, and like my daughter, 18, she said, Daddy, I want to travel like you. I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. Take some short trips first. You may want to go to Mexico. It's only like 3 hours away. Go to Jamaica, Dominican Republic, work your way out. Don't try to come all the way over here first, guys. That's what I would do. I took some short trips. 2 months before I came here, I was in Cancun. Of course, I was in the Navy too. I went to Playa del Carmen. I went to a couple of short trips first before I came to the Philippines, believe it or not. Hey, Vince Lawson, thanks for that super chat. He said, after January 6th, it was official that I was leaving USA. Well, everybody has their breaking point, Vince. It was long before that. I knew at some point, probably somewhere around when I was going through my divorce from my American wife, that I was going to leave. In 2014, I was convinced I'm done. And I put that plan in motion. But my last 6 months, I was sleepwalking, man. I couldn't wait to get away from that. and I'm so thankful. Paul Smith said it takes courage to gamble on happiness. Yeah, it does, man. Uh, it takes courage, man. You a big heaping of courage. And but I say wherever you end up, guys, give it some time. If it don't work out in 3 months, don't tuck your tail and run. Give it some time. It takes a while to get adapted, to get adjusted to these new cultures, new languages, new food, new way of life. If you come way over here, I say give it a year, at least a year. Mr. K said last Friday I came within 10 minutes of being caught in crossfire of gun violence in Chicago. Yeah. But see, they always bring Chicago up, but it's all over there. One of my subscribers sent me an article about my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky. And in Louisville, Kentucky, the whole state of Kentucky has less people than the city of Chicago. Okay, let that sink in. But he was talking about how many unsolved murders it is in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a sad situation right now, man. It's gun violence over there. And I always tell y'all, if I hadn't left in December 2018, the big three was going to get me. The thugs, the police, or stress. One of them, I wouldn't be here right now. That's a fact. Mr. K says I'm off the dating sites. You don't need it. I'm not downing them. My thing is, don't send no money over here, man. Don't do it. You get into a real relationship with a woman first before you start sending money. It's okay to get on there and talk, fall in love and all that, but don't send no money. All right, it's good women online. I met my woman online. Every woman I've had a serious relationship with. But now I know you don't need to do it, though. Because when you're online, you're more likely going to send some money, guys. I promise you. Because you're going to start seeing that surroundings behind her. She's going to throw a few sob stories because they got some real sad stories over here. And they're true. They're not lying to you. But yeah. Joseph Relford said Moses leading us to the promised land. Wherever your promised land is, Joseph, that's where y'all want you to end up at. It may just be in another city in America. I never even tried that. Well, I did at first. Well, not really. I moved from Louisville, Kentucky to Lexington, Kentucky. And my life changed then. I liked Lexington a whole lot better because my insurance, my territory was there. And instead of riding back and forth every day, I just got me an apartment. But of course, that wasn't going to last because I had bought a house in Louisville. And TJ Johnson says, I had to make a choice between Japan and South Korea, then another one between Tokyo and a smaller city called Okayama, not Okinawa, Okayama. Chose the latter. So you chose Tokyo, right? Sam Champion said, anybody out there ever tried crispy, crunchy chicken? Discovered it about 2 months ago, so damn good. Just up the street from where I live. Everybody I referred there loves it. Crispy, crunchy chicken. Is that the brand name, Sam? Oh, okay, TJ. He said, no, I chose Okayama, Tokyo. It's fantastic, but living there is draining. Is it expensive? John Wells said, my blood pressure is lower than when I lived in the U.S., 140/86. It must be the healthy lifestyle. It's something, John. Well, see, another thing is I haven't had an argument in almost 3 years over here. See, I don't argue over here. That has a lot to do with it. Every now and then I catch myself going back and forth with somebody on here or on my comments or something. I have to stop myself. But actually over here in the Philippines, we don't argue, man. I don't argue. Brian Bond says, I'm done with America, man. The violence is off the hook, and you can find problems. Wait. anywhere but America. Yo, it's gotten crazy. I'm 70s baby, and we had community. Yeah, I'm right there. I grew up I was born in 63, so yeah, late 60s, early 70s. Yeah, it was community then. I could go next door and borrow a stick of butter, a couple of eggs. When I left the States, I didn't know my neighbors on either side of me. I promise you that. And I lived in a subdivision, Shavley. You know, it was a middle class neighborhood. People had nice homes, manicured lines, but we didn't socialize. Matter of fact, the neighbors across the street called the police on us because somebody had, you know how they pull into your driveway to back out to go the other way. When they backed out, they knocked over their mailbox. Well, they thought we knew who it was. We didn't know. It was just somebody who pulled in my driveway, backed out, knocked over the driveway. They called the police on me, man. And see, that's when I was like, oh no, it's time for me to get out of here. Sam Champion said, yes, Calvin, the way it is spelled is the brand name, a taste blend between Popeyes and Bojangles. Both two of my favorites. Outstanding. Tell everyone to just Google it, most likely in their area. Yeah, Paul Smith says some of my problems have nothing to do with my country. I want to be clear about my motives to leave. Yeah, and you know, everybody has their motives. And I don't have any problem with America. Like I said, it's my lifestyle that I'm forced to live in America, Paul, that made me want to leave. See, if you know, once I start earning the type of money I was earning as an insurance agent, I couldn't go back to a regular job. First of all, I wouldn't have been able to afford my mortgage and my 4 daughters and all that stuff. See, so I was forced to stay in that type of rat race. I'm competing with other insurance agents, other insurance companies on a daily basis. I was in the rat race, man. It was killing me. Yeah, MRC Hip Hop Rap Mo Promo. He's from Louisville. He said Shavley has the highest murder rate in the city of Louisville. Now, it had gotten bad. When I moved out there in 2004, though, it wasn't like that. It was still a little quiet. Remember, Shavley's just right next to the West End. It's Southwest. And it started creeping out there when I left. I knew it because, like I said, there's nice houses there. You know, people, it's middle class neighborhood. It had the highest burglary and theft rate out there. You know, people's houses getting broken into. But the murders started creeping out there about the time I left. Hey, thanks, Bobby G. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I got about 6 minutes left, guys. I got to get off here because I haven't eaten my breakfast. And she keeps looking through the door. And I haven't had my tune-up this morning. I need that. I'll just get me an oil change. I ain't got time for the whole tune-up. Just give me an oil change, and I'm going to be happy. Oh, yeah, Mel A said, who's decorating the interior? Wife, of course. Yeah, I don't have anything to do with any of that. I'm just paying for it, Mel A. I'm done with all that. I don't want any worries. Roy Jones says, I don't have any problem with America except for the women. Yeah, somebody called it modern women. I was like, yeah. James Lyon says, LOL, Calvin. Yeah, I'm serious, James Lyon. Just give me a oil change this morning, and I'll be straight. And they got a good oil change over here. That's for sure. Hey, thanks, MRC Hip Hop Rap Promo. Says new crib looking good. Thank you, brother. Yeah, man. I like that oil change. And then, you know, some guys like a lube job. I used to be into that. But, you know, she's kind of small. So my wife, you know, she was, 36, 26, 36. She liked the lube job. So hopefully you guys know what the tune-up is. Oil change. It's free oil change and free lube job. You know, if I got to explain that to you guys, you know, I'm sorry. RYT 5014 said, yes, sir, that tune-up. Yeah. But see, I'm not going to get the tune-up today. I just want the oil change. RIT 5014. Okay, John, you got your second dose, man. That's good. I get mine September 1st, man. I'll be so happy because I'm going to I want to go somewhere, but see, Boracay is closed. I wanted to show y'all Boracay. People who've never been to Boracay. Brown Eyes 124337 said, ooh, you must be a woman. Brown Eyes 124337. Jade said, Calvin never turned down a full service tune-up over 40. Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes, you know, I just like to relax and, you know, and get an oil change. Derek Greenway said, hey, Cal, for as long as you own it. What are you talking about, brother? Remember, I'm not with all that stressful stuff, man. You know, I didn't build that house to be stressed. You know, it's not even about all that, you know, that American mindset, that Western mindset, specifically American mindset. It won't work over here, guys. I promise it's going to get you in trouble. It'll get you killed over here because we're so petty over there. Don't make me roll up and says, hey, baby, you busy? Can I get a lube job? But you got to turn them on their stomach to get the lube job. Don't make me roll after it. Yeah, Clayton Mary, a leap into the unknown, a leap of faith, brother. That's what you need. And I'd say give yourself a chance. Anyway, you can always go home, man. Believe it or not. Bryant Bond said, that's why I'm moving to Taiwan, because of peace of mind and cost of living and the slow pace. See, I got all that here. I've lived there before, and it's old-fashioned. I love that. I'm old school in slow motion. That's what I am. See, me and you are just alike. That's why I like it here. It's all of that here. Peace of mind, low cost of living, and a slow pace. You know. Daryl Strong said, Brother Calvin, was a good dollar amount to come over there for good. Somebody answered that, said, Junie Connor said, Daryl, you would need a stream of income. At least have $1,000 a month, I'm going to say. You know, don't, you know, if you got, you know, because I can't tell you how much for good like that. But if you got an income, at least $1,000 coming in every month. Hey, Sam Llewellyn, thank you, brother, for joining me. He says, hey, Calvin, love from Cali. Oh, okay. Yeah, the free oil. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. He said the unit, free oil and lube job. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, as long as I own it, man. And I tell you what, I've never had a oil change like I've had over here. I've had the best oil changes. I'm talking about my life. Remember, I was in the Navy. Hell, I used to smoke crack. So, you know, it used to be the crackheads to give you the best oil change. But a crackhead ain't got nothing on a Filipino, man. I could do a video on that, but they'll get mad at me for telling their secrets. But yeah, crackhead ain't got nothing on a Filipino for that oil change, brother. Clayton Murphy said it takes courage, it takes some organization, but not too much. Yeah, depending on where you're going, but yeah, because here in the Philippines, I'm going to say this, I got to get off here, guys. Of all the places I've been, there's no place that you can come and get established as quick as you can in the Philippines. I promise you, within 24 hours, you can, of course, you're going to have your woman, you're going to have your place to stay, you're going to have your transportation if you want it. You can be established in 24 hours here. There's no credit checks, there's no background checks, there's no vetting. If you got the money, you're there. And it's as fast as I've ever seen it. renting an apartment, renting a house over here is just so simple, man. There's no, they don't check to see if you've been evicted. There's no credit. They don't run a credit report. If you got first month's rent and deposit, you can move in. Sometimes they try to charge you 2 months. I try to stay away from those because it's hard to get your money back anyway. Make sure that you vet the owner. The owner that owns this house owns half of this block, and they're super rich. And when we move out of here, we're not going to have any problems getting that back. Now, before the house I lived in before, we still haven't got that back. And I didn't care. I told my girlfriend, let her have that. We don't want that headache. It's going to cost her more. Guess what? The house sat empty for a long time. Then when the people did move in, this is a true story. They were selling shabu, and the police went and raided the house. True story. See what happens? So thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for all of your super chats, super stickers, your thumbs up, all your support of Sunshine Shoulders, man. As long as, I can be helpful, man. As long as my channels be useful, I'm going to stay here, man. Check out my new video that I just released today. Riding in tandem, gun for hire killers in the Philippines, man. This is real life stuff, man. Some guy said I should have put a disclaimer on there. Well, I did. I've got a grown-up channel, man. Most of my viewers are 45 and up. I give you the 360. Philippines is my favorite place on the planet, but it's not without its flaws, man. And one of the things that put an eyesore on the Philippines is this riding in tandem, man. It's out of control. They can't get a hold on it. So when you come over here, man, just be humble, man. Stay under the radar. Enjoy this place, man, because they're going to let you enjoy this place to your heart's content. But the minute you bring that old entitlement attitude, all that old arguing, and see why John is on here, he always said, oh, don't let people take advantage of you, man. Look, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You might get me for 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 pesos. You can have that. My life's worth more than that. I'm going to walk away from all that. I'm not at home. I'm not going to argue with anybody. And you're not going to get much of a pushback from me over here, okay? But you only going to get me once. Now I'm going to stay away. I've got to do not what me and her call a do not call list. Once a company does me wrong, a store overcharges me, and stuff, we just never go back. But yeah, you can't win an argument over here, guys. It's going to end bad. I haven't had an argument here in 3 years. Okay. So if in America, it's late already. It's 11:52 p.m. over there on the East Coast. I hope you help somebody before you got into bed. But if you're on one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break, you see somebody on the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's 11:52 a.m. in the morning. We still have the whole rest of the day to intensely go out and find somebody to help, man. No excuse. People are starving over here. See, that we shouldn't help somebody, because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free, and I'll see you next time.
The real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Thank y'all so much. Yeah, Cal Devin, you're right, man. I don't argue over here. I haven't had an argument in 3 years. That's why, Okay, Queen's Place, go ahead. Give me a question real quick before I get off here. How did the beauty pageant come about? It was just an idea that I've got, because these lockdowns have got people on edge. We're basically self-quarantining here. And I just said, hey, let's have some fun. Queen Queen's Place, and help people at the same time. And then one of my subscribers saw that I had a 5,000 peso first place prize, and he said, hey, let's make it 10,000. So that's what I did. You can still go on my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page and vote for your favorite up until Friday. Then it's going to be the top 10 Queen's Place. Once Friday comes, 8 p.m., we're going to have the finalists. They're going to make a video, 1 minute, introduce themselves, where they from, why should they be Miss Sunshine Shoulders. I'm going to put that on my YouTube channel. You're going to go there and vote. You can vote as many times as you want, but it has to be in a separate comment. Okay? Take care, guys.